but the Supreme Court has no role in the impeachment and removal process.
Teach me, please.
The way this works is that in the House of Representatives, there is a 50+1 majority needed to vote for articles of impeachment. And then it's sent over to the Senate, where 2/3 are needed after a trial to vote to convict and remove. So the first order of business is that any member of Congress, any member, can introduce articles of impeachment. And Congressman Al Green from Houston has already done that, as we know. And we worked closely with him in that first article that he forced a floor vote on, which was invoking the War Powers Clause for the illegal and unconstitutional military attack on Iran. He had 78 members of Congress join him in voting to advance those articles of impeachment. And that was historic because really up until now, we had 20 some members of Congress on record saying they were supporting impeachment. We quadrupled that with his vote. So any member of Congress can do this. They can introduce articles of impeachment and they can force a floor vote. And Congressman Green has said he's going to do that again. Then after the Congress, the House, 50+1 majority, in other words, just over 50% need to vote to pass it. It then goes, after a simple majority vote, to the Senate, where there's a trial on those articles of impeachment. Witnesses come forward, arguments are made both for and against the articles. Trump would be basically put on trial in the Senate, and then 2/3 of the Senate needs to vote to convict and remove him. And I understand, people are who are listening might say, well, that's a high bar, and we're not going to get there. I understand that. But look, we have three responses to all those who say we just got to move on from this. Now's not the time to talk about this. Number one, we either have a constitution or we don't. We either have an impeachment clause or we don't. If we're not going to invoke the impeachment power at this critical moment for our nation, then we might as well say we are giving up on the Constitution. We refuse to give up on the United States Constitution. Number two, we normalize Trump's actions when we do not name them for what they are. They are high crimes against the state, political crimes against the state for which he must be impeached and removed. If we don't name them for what they are, then we treat them as some kind of policy disputes, between one side and the other. That's not what this is about. These are high crimes, and they need to be named for that. And number three, members of Congress took the very same oath that Donald Trump took on January 20th to protect and defend the Constitution. They have a duty to abide by that oath, follow the mandate of that oath, and invoke the impeachment power against this reckless president.